Good afternoon. Today is the 17th of January and the day has finally come. The finance on our MG3 has been paid off and we have to wait a few days for it to register on the system at what used to be called GMAC but is now Vauxhall Finance, and then go through to HPI to remove the marker that comes from their system, say the car's still on finance, but the car is almost officially available for sale. Obviously the plan is as usual with the cars which I have, to offer it on Auto Trader, which will be probably towards the end of next week. But I did wonder if anybody in the interim would like to buy this car, and anyone who does want to buy the car. Let's go over some basic facts first. So this is a 2014 MG3 1.5 style. It's one down from the bottom of the range. The pre-facelift models, which were produced until 2018, the top model was called the Style Lux or Style Plus. The main difference between this and a Style Lux or Style Plus is a leather interior, and it was the most common type of MG3 to be fitted with their optional sat-nav system. Obviously this car doesn't have sat-nav. It does have a lot of extra features though, what I will show you. First of which are these diamond cut alloy wheels. We have alligator rim protectors on them. As you can see, these are an aftermarket thing. I'm sure we can have these removed if somebody doesn't want them. I do apologise in advance for not having cleaned the car before we took the video. Normally I would do that, but we had one or two unexpected things happen today, so I've not been able to do that. I will do that tomorrow. Other thing you can see, because this is a style, got parking sensors on the back. These work fine. One of the issues with early MG3s like this one was sometimes the parking sensors don't work in the rain. I have had that happen, but it only ever happened once, so they're pretty reliable. Another thing, if we just open her up here, there we go. On an MG3, all of them, including the facelift models, there are only two keys you get, and one of them's not a remote key, so this remote key works just fine. Because this is a style, another difference you'll see from the standard models is this has cruise control, and again that works fine. Also got automatic wipers, although it doesn't actually say automatic on there, and I've got automatic lights in this car. I'll just switch the ignition on so you can see here. I don't know how familiar you are with MG3s, if those of you who are watching. Some of you probably are, some of you probably aren't. This car is featured in so many different videos on the channel, including the second one we ever made. We've made almost 300 of them now, so you know it's quite a crazy really. Let's put once that comes on to show the Bluetooth. I'm not going to show my phone on there at the moment, but the Bluetooth is definitely working. We've also got DAB radio in here, got a CD player. The aux input is just up there, and there's a USB socket as well. There we go. Put that on mute, so you can see it does have DAB radio. There's also air conditioning with this particular car. If I just turn the ignition one further bit round there, you'll see that all lights up, that all works fine. The glove box is absolutely huge, particularly if you want secret mission documents, and that as well is the book. The car has a full service history. The mileage is 63,608 miles as of today, although because we haven't yet actually bought a replacement car, we've got the set if we need to use something if this car goes, but we haven't quite yet bought a replacement car, then it will maybe vary slightly. So if I start the car, I'll just shut the door. You can see if I start it, all the warning lights go out. The automatic lights have come on as well because it's a little dusky at the moment. The only thing is you can see on there is the seatbelt warning light, because I haven't got my seatbelt on. Let's turn that off before we have any more problems. So everything in the inside works absolutely fine. I'll just go around to the boot. I'll just show you that. Actually, whilst I'm here, I'll show into the rear. Just use to throw away some bits of paper. Still got original MG3 floor mats. These came with the car when we bought it in 2016. The interior's not got any rips or tears on it. I opened the boot. Parcel shelf still attached. Still got the warning triangle which came with this car. If I lift this up, the tyre repair kit is in there. I will be taking my jump leads out there, but the tyre repair kit is actually in there. These did come with an optional spacer spell, but this car doesn't have one. Right, one of the things on the outside of the car, apart from the alloys, and you know, these are actually quite good in quite good condition because we've got the alligators on them, they've done their job, is there was a dent just there. Don't know if you can see it, but it's I'm sure that's not too difficult to knock it out. I couldn't do it myself. I bought a dent repair kit, I couldn't use it, but I'm sure most of you are better at than I am. As you can see on here, some of the paint on the bonnet is coming off slightly. It's not a huge one. I've got a touch-up stick for it if you want to use it. And there's a little bit of paint that's just flicked off there. But there's no rust or anything on the car, of course. It's only a 2014, so you wouldn't expect that. There's some stone chips on the bonnet. They don't really show actually on camera, but they're there. And there is a little scuff down here. That's about it, really. Let's now go around and open the bonnet, which on this car is down here on the left-hand side. I'll just pause for a second before I pull it open because I can't really do it with one hand. Alright, here we go. Here's the engine bay. The bonnet mat is still attached. It didn't say MG in it like the later models do. Here's the engine. I haven't cleaned it or anything. There's a little bit of rust on some of the bolts and screws or anything, but as you can see, we've got no sort of leaks or anything in here. The oil filler cap is fine. It's a little bit tight, so I don't tend to take it off too much. There's not really much else to see in here. The service was last done, I think last April. It had an oil change and an MOT and a 2-year service, so that'll be due in the end of April. The MOT actually lasts until the end of May because I sort of personally does my MOTs early. All the bulbs work. I've had a couple of headlamp bulbs replaced in this car as well. But yeah, there's not a lot to see in there, but there's the engine bay. Just as I'm trying to finish off here, it's started raining, so if I get the service book out, I'll just get a very brief idea of what the servicing looks like on this. There we go, the service portfolio. It was serviced, there we are. There's details about that. There's all the services on there. 15, 16. Another one at 16, which is when I actually then bought the car. I had one done by Apple MG in 2017. And then 18, 19. There we go. There's not much else to say about it really other than that. I've got a lot of the paperwork for it, but I'm not going to show that at the moment. The front brakes on the car were done in August 2019, sorry, 2019, done at 60,000 miles. Disc sound pads were replaced. The fuel pump was replaced in May 2018. I had a fuel filter replaced a little bit after that as well. Other than that, it's just things like tyres. I think the rear tyres probably could do with changing at some point. I don't think they're critical or anything at the moment, but they could do with changing. Other than that, the interior is actually in quite nice condition. We do try to look after this car. For this price of this car, now I paid £5,200 for this car back in November 2016. If you go on Auto Trader, you'll find the cheapest MG3 at the moment, because I did check, is £3,250 currently. I'm actually going to be advertising this car for £2,950, which I think is very, very, very fair for the way that we've looked after this car. The fact that it's, you know, one of the higher specification models, and yes, you know, we haven't had any problems that some people have had with things like the timing chain and the clutch. And that's about it really. So there we are, our car is officially for sale, I suppose, once the video goes up. Apologies that the light's a bit dark and you know, I couldn't show you absolutely everything, but just a little taster. If this is a video you want to send round to somebody who's interested in buying one of these cars. I'm a member of the MG3 Owners Club on Facebook. Facebook. It's a very good club to be part of. Everyone's very helpful on there, and there's numerous videos of this car on the channel if you want to see them. There's the second video that I ever did of the car was actually a full review of this. So there we go. Best way to get in touch with me is probably via email. It is japl745@hotmail.com. I shall put that in the description below, along with any other information in terms of the video links to the car. Thank you ever so much indeed for watching, and once the auto trader advert goes live, you know, if we actually need one, you know, unless the car actually goes a lot more quickly than I thought it would, then I'll put that in the description below too. Thank you ever so much indeed for watching.